phone buzzes. It's Sarah. Her car broke down. His plans for the night? Irrelevant. He cancels everything, drives for hours, pays for her Uber, and listens to her complain about another guy. In the end, she calls him her best friend, and he goes home feeling used, convinced he was a good guy. Now, Jake, he gets the same message and replies, "That sucks. I can't make it right now, but there are Ubers there. Take care." He doesn't sacrifice himself. He doesn't enter into a secret contract expecting affection. Later, he asks her out on a real date, and she accepts. Why? Because he acted like a man with his own life, not a rescue service desperate for approval. If you're Matt, your life has become a joke. You've been programmed with the lie that being the nice guy will bring you success. This people-pleasing mentality has turned you into a weak and passive man. Your kindness isn't genuine. It's a currency. You give, expecting to receive, and fill up with resentment when the payment doesn't come. This isn't nobility. It's a nullification of your own value. Women don't hate good guys, they despise weakness. And a man who doesn't respect himself, who lives to please, inspires anything but attraction. The root of the nice guy problem is the absence of friction. You've become so obsessed with being agreeable that you've erased any trace of your own personality. If she says she loves a movie, you agree, even if you hate it. If she suggests a place, you accept, even if you'd prefer another. You become a mirror, an echo, a man with no opinion of his own. And if you're ready to abandon this version of yourself, do yourself and the channel a favor. Comment "I will improve" below as a contract you're making with yourself. Your life of passivity ends today. This lack of friction doesn't create harmony, it creates boredom. Women don't want a clone. They want a real man with his own thoughts, desires, and boundaries. When you agree with everything, the power dynamic shifts. You are no longer a potential partner. You are a subordinate. Attraction flourishes in tension, in healthy challenge, in the dance between two distinct minds. By erasing your own preferences to please her, you remove any possibility of seduction. She cannot be attracted to a vacuum. She might like you the way she likes a fan, but she will never desire you as a man. This is why you end up in the friend zone. You put yourself there the moment you decided her opinion was more important than your own. This leads us to one of the most destructive consequences of being the nice guy. You inevitably force the woman into a maternal role. I've been there. Years ago, I thought that being vulnerable meant sharing every insecurity, every doubt, and every problem with my girlfriend. I turned her into my personal therapist, seeking her approval for every decision and her comfort for every small frustration. I thought I was building intimacy. In reality, I was digging the grave of our attraction. Slowly, she stopped seeing me as her man, her partner, and started seeing me as a project, a son who needed to be taken care of. The sexual energy between us evaporated, replaced by a dynamic of care and responsibility that was anything but erotic. She doesn't want to be your mother. She doesn't want to be your therapist. She wants a partner, an equal, a man who challenges her and whom she can respect. When you hand her all of your emotional weight, you overburden her and force her into a position of leadership and caretaking that destroys the masculine and feminine polarity. She wants a safe harbor, not a sinking ship she needs to rescue. Being emotionally self-sufficient isn't about being cold or distant. It's about having the strength to manage your own internal state without depending on her. It's about being the rock, not the dust. In the end, the truth is brutally simple. Attraction is born from healthy challenge, not blind obedience. A woman doesn't fall in love with a man who says yes to everything. She falls in love with the man who challenges her, who has a purpose greater than pleasing her, who possesses a sense of identity so strong it becomes magnetic. To stop this behavior is the first step, but deconstructing years of mental programming requires a battle plan. That's why I've condensed the fundamental principles for this reconstruction into my ebook, Stop Being a Loser: How to Quit, Stop Procrastinating, and Become a Real Man in 14 Days. It's not free, and for a simple reason. We don't value what costs us nothing. The price is almost symbolic, a small investment in your transformation. And because this is the first version, whoever secures their copy now will receive all future updates at no extra cost. It is your commitment to change. The man you want to be isn't afraid to have a backbone. He doesn't trade his self-respect for scraps of affection. He leads, he has his own goals, and he invites a woman to join him on his journey, not to be the journey itself. He is polarizing, interesting, and above all, real. Embracing this stance isn't about being a jerk, it's about having a spine. It's about understanding that your value isn't in your ability to please, but in your ability to be authentic. Let's be very clear, this isn't about learning a set of tricks to manipulate or win women. If you think that, you still don't get it. The journey to stop being the nice guy is an inward one. It's about forging a new identity, one of a man who doesn't seek external validation because he validates himself. A man whose self-respect is non-negotiable. The nice guy asks, what do I need to do to make her like me? The real man asks, do I like myself? Do I respect the man I see in the mirror? All of your energy, which was once spent trying to please others, must now be redirected toward building a character you are proud of. The respect and attraction you so desperately seek are merely consequences, byproducts of a life lived with purpose and integrity. When you have your own standards, your own goals, and a mission that drives you, you become the center of your own reality. You stop being reactive and become the cause. People, including women, are drawn to that certainty, to that strength that needs no approval. To continue this journey and understand the next practical steps to build this internal strength, I've prepared a video that will appear on the screen now. Click on it and continue your evolution.